My wife and I are sitting on the couch watching TV and I hear a text. Realizing I left my phone in the kitchen, I get up to the kitchen to go check it. And it's a text from my wife. Please bring the chips on your way back. Normally the subreddit's for like people who do insane feats of like strength or artistic mastery or some kind of like, you know, just some flex of general skill. But this is a level of observation and foresight that I think we rarely get to see on NextF ckingLevel, and I'm here for it. This is class, this is quality, this is well done. Hello everybody and welcome to Kalbus. My name is Lumo and today we are looking at r/NextF ckingLevel, a subreddit dedicated to people and things who just go above and beyond what you've ever seen before. Let's just get right into it. The wedding photographer took this photo when he was falling down. That's pretty pro, actually. I'm amazed that that's not blurred, though. Maybe this is just the camera they were using or some, you know, ISO or some settings. I'm not the photography person in this family. But the fact that it managed to get this clear and actually capture everyone's immediate sense of panic, very neat, very nice. But also, far left and far right look like they're both trying not to rip a fat one. They both look like they're trying to not rip a fat fart as this guy goes down. Like, guy on the left is sweating in fear, and the girl on the right's like, I'm holding it together, I'm holding it together, I'm holding it together. No one's holding it together. This man is going to die on his way down. This is at least a 2-foot fall. Man who was homeless for 20 years turns life around to be voted London's happiest bus driver. That sums it up. You know that sentence, you know, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Turns out, being in a miserable situation makes situations that others would find miserable a lot more enjoyable. Like, a good example is, there's this trick that I learned forever ago for my focus issues where I just don't use screens or get, you know, external dopamine hits throughout the day. I just take my time to be extremely bored. And then when I go back to work, it's like, wow, I want to work because this is way better than that. Like, this is, you know, kind of like that, where it's like 20 years without, you know, conveniences, housing, shower, etc., like struggling to survive. Now you're a bus driver. Some people think being a bus driver sucks, but like, it's the greatest thing around. Like, that's the thing. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's not the intended use of that phrase, but that's how I'm gonna use it. This nurse realized that the last time she met her new co-worker doctor was when she cared for him years ago as a premature baby. That's precious and adorable. That's gotta be like a weird thing, like, you know, you show up to work at the hospital and it's like, hey, I helped deliver you, and you're like, thanks for helping me live? I don't know, this is something that I think is just innately fascinating. Just, you know, the fact that this is just even a situation that has the chance to happen in the world, like going to work at the hospital you were delivered at and meeting the people who delivered and cared for you. I think that's cool as hell. Maybe that's just me, but I think that's super neat. That is super cool. The dynamics of fire are just amazing to me. Because it's just, you know, it's energy being released, but it just looks sick as hell. But also, slow controlled sword stances also look sick as hell, so it kind of compounds. Man, I always think blades look super cool. I know this is some like mall ninja level crap, but I really do want to get into blacksmithing one day when I get my own place. Like, I just think it's like a neat art form, and I think that like the actual execution of these sword dances, I think is also a cool art form. Is it something I want to do? No, I'll stick to lifting weights like the big old himbo I am. But I just think these are, like, it's just beautiful. It's cool, okay?
Don't judge me for being a weeaboo.
Wow, that's nightmarish. I don't like the deep fake crochet, but that's also obscenely cool. I wonder if there was a mannequin that this had to be like stitched around, like a cast of that woman's body. Like, that's something that I always dreamed of having when I was working on cosplays, is just a cast model of myself that I could work off of. But I wonder if that's how this got done, because that would be like the most efficient way to do it. But this is obscene. Even the buttons are crocheted. Like, you didn't need to go that hard, and yet you did, and it's all the cooler for it. I admire this. It's super cool. This black plaque on the Mars rover, which lands on Mars in 2 weeks. My name's on it. That is a good humble brag, Mr. Jet Propulsion Laboratory. I want to know what that panel is for, actually. Like, it just looks like a chart, but I could be wrong. What does that say? 10 million explosives? Probably not. What is that? Top comment, also me. I read that as the Black Plague was on the Mars rover. Good for exterminating that life that might be there. Apparently, there are 10.9 million names on there. They are engraved in the 3 squares on the top right of the plaque. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so it's just like funders, donors, maybe? I don't know. But that is neat. Kid with disability uses it as an advantage for his cosplay. Absolute Chad. That is how you live up to, like, dealing with it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't go like, oh, my life is over. You go, now I got a new tool to work with in some very set scenarios. Like, finding the silver lining. I just want to say, though, really cool cosplay. On the right, guy in the Pikachu hat. Looks like he crapped himself. Unfortunate, really, but I've been to conventions. That happens. I understand. Priest destroying stones placed under a bridge to prevent homeless people from sleeping there. That is a Chad priest. Also, a doctor? Dr. Priest. Better than Dr. Barber. I bet he doesn't have a candy homunculi living in his basement. That's honestly like a Chad move. Like, again, when you got a good sense of community, you know, it's nice to see these kinds of things. Like, oh my god, I follow a couple of people on Twitter, and one of them was posting a thread of someone like, hey, where'd the benches go in the subway? And the New York transit system was just like, homeless people were sleeping on them, so we got rid of them. And I was like, wow, like that's real supervillain activity to be like, yes, people who are less fortunate than us had to use them to sleep, so we got rid of them because they're not paying. Like, don't be gross. Maybe help fix the homeless issue some other way. Like aggressive engineering like this just, it angers me to no end. Also, this is, I don't know what this is, but apparently, in the Bay Area, homeless people are making tree houses because of the hostile engineering. Jetpack paramedics for hard-to-reach terrain in the UK. It is obscene to me that we have jetpacks. How long does flight work with that? That's so goddamn cool. Isn't this just the jet suit though? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, we've covered this on the channel before. Isn't this just the jet suit? I didn't think this thing was ready for commercial production. Apparently, hold on. Is this post title lies? Oh, okay. Hold on. Apparently, after years of talk, this is just apparently a thing that's happening. And apparently, it can cut a 30-minute walk down to 90 seconds. What the hell? How long does this last? Oh, I don't know how this actually works or how long this lasts, but this is super cool and I'm glad we're using this technology. Okay, so, she just grabs the kid to stop him from walking out in front of a car. I get that it's, inconvenient to be stuck behind a school bus, but why the hell would you do this when the stop sign comes out? Like, what kind of just, spangly boingus do you have to be to prioritize your own, schedule over a bunch of kids getting off a bus? Like, how up your own butt do you have to be for that to be, a choice you want to make? Like, were you tailgating? Were you trying to pass when the stop sign came out? No, because that's the breakdown lane. They were just being a complete, boingle dip. Like, why? What a crap bag. Oh my god, it's Minecraft physics. That's super cool though. I want to know the mechanics behind how the sand keeps getting pushed to the sandfall and where the sand goes. But sand does follow soft liquid physics, so this does kind of make sense. This is a flash flood. Floods pick up tons of sand, dirt, and other debris, and it looks like a wall of mud as it moves. Oh, it's just a river that carries a bunch of sand. Niagara Falls, as the comments are calling it. It's just post lies. It's just lie posts. It's just people lying on the internet for karma. Yeah, and someone from Saudi is just I can confirm this is just rainwater, and the color's because it moves dirt with it. The guy is happy because we're in a goddamn desert, and groundwater is the main source of farmers. Because deserts, have no rivers. Okay, so the post is lies. This isn't a sandfall. I am down voting. I dislike firmly. When you take your cosplay to another level! I love all the memes of the PS5 being Kaiba. And I don't know why, because it's not even like that funny, but it's so simple and it makes the PS5 look so stupid. Like, okay, maybe this is just me. I don't like the design of the PS5 at all. I don't like the monolith. I don't like the monolith design of the Xbox One X either. But like, I don't know. I think it just looks stupid. Like, it wants to try and look futuristic, but instead it just looks like a sad router. I mean, the PS4 looks like, you know, 2 erasers stacked on high. The PS4 Pro increases this to 3 erasers stacked on high. So maybe I'm just an overcritical prick, but I don't know, I just don't like the design. This Star Wars fish tank. Yeah, that's neat. That is actually very neat. That's a nice little aquarium. I can admire things like this. Like, I think we all can. That sounded really pretentious, but like, I just love to admire stuff like this because it's just like, you didn't have to, but you did. And it looks cool because the effort you put in. Like, I like the fact that the AT-AT is rusted. I like the little barrels for a sense of scale. I like the trees. Like, it all comes together nicely. And that's what's most important here. And that's all the time we have here today on Kalbus. If you like this, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and maybe share this with a friend who could use some inspiration to get to that next effing level. If you do want more, /NextF ckingLevel, there'll be another one popping up in just a couple of seconds. But until then, my name has been Lumo, and I hope to see you in the very next Kalbus video. Have a great rest of your day.